Good morning, welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope that you all are happy and well at your homes. And I hope that you all are happy and well at your homes, and be happy, be safe, be healthy during this crisis, and use this time for the good things, okay, and beneficial things, useful things, okay. Last time we had discussed about the chapter agriculture in class 10 syllabus, and we discuss in the first video of this chapter the three topics, basically definition of agriculture, types of agriculture, and basically uh, cropping patterns of India, okay. And after that, today we had started our next topic, institutional and technical reforms, okay. Before that, I want to say one thing, that before that there are so many crops in India, okay. And to understand these crops, you have to only understand, you only read by book and understand all the crops which is grown and in which soil is grown and in which area is grown. You have to only read, because there is not so much uh, total things in that topic, so you have only required to understand and read the topic, and by this you can easily understand all the things, okay. So in this topic you have to read firstly the name of the crop, after that the temperature required for that crop, what is the temperature, like 27 degree, 26 degree, okay, which temperature suit that crop, okay. After that you have to read the precipitation required, okay. After that, in which soil it is grown, and what are the areas it is grown, and this crop is exported to which countries, okay. So three or four main things you have to require in each crop, like rice, wheat, cotton, jute, sugarcane, okay. In these crops you have to require all to understand these three or four things only, okay. So that is not I understand that, I also think that you don't want to understand basically by lecture, you can easily understand these things by reading the book at once, okay. So I start the next few topics of this chapter, so that these topics are understandable by you by the lecture, okay. So let's start our next topic, that is institutional and technical reforms, okay. Basically, as you all know, that Indian agriculture is the India is an agro-based country. After independence, before, the condition of Indian agriculture was not so much good, and we had imported most of the crops from the foreign countries, okay. After that, to improve our agriculture, government of India taken had taken several steps to improve or reform our agriculture. So first of all, they introduced two types of reform, that is at the institutional level, and the second one is at the technical level. In the case of institutional level, government of India has taken a few steps, like first of all, government of India has started uh, to abolish the zamindari, to strengthen the land holdings among the farmers, to distribute the land among the farmers, okay. The landless farmers who had not any farmland, or who had not any land, then the government of India had taken the land from the landlords and distribute among the other landless farmers, okay. So there are certain steps like the abolition of zamindari, zamindari को खत्म कर दिया, and they take land from the लैंडलॉर्ड्स से ज़मीनों को लिया एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूट अमंग द डिफरेंट लैंडलेस फार्मर्स, और जिन लोगों के पास ज़मीनें नहीं थी उन लोगों को ज़मीनें सौंप दी गई, किस चीज़ के जरिए, लैंड रिफॉर्म के जरिए. आफ्टर दैट, गवर्नमेंट हैड इंट्रोड्यूस सर्टेन न्यू थिंग्स लाइक बेसिकली collectivization, okay, so that farmers can collective produce their lands, okay. After that, abolition of zamindari को खत्म कर दिया गया. After that, they also distribute the land among peasants, सभी लोगों के बीच में जमीनों को बांट दिया गया, ओके. एंड कोऑपरेशन के जरिए सारा काम किया गया, ओके. ये सारी चीजें थी एट द इंस्टीट्यूशनल लेवल. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द टेक्निकल लेवल, देन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया टुक more several steps to improve the agriculture, like they have introduced if any crop is destroyed by the disaster, like flood, like drought, like cyclone, then the farmers have the choice to claim that crop by the help of the crop insurance. So government of India initiated the step or strategy of to insurance that crop, okay, by the help of that insurance, the farmers have easily claimed any crop. Okay, and after that, government of India has established Grameen Bank or different rural banks, okay, cooperative societies, so that the farmer can easily took loan. So for that, farmer could easily take loan at the low rate of interest. Okay, so that was the steps at the what, institutional levels. Okay, technical levels means these are the institutional levels. Okay, the technical levels, if we talk about technical levels, government of India has initiated the crop insurance scheme. Okay, loan facility. Okay, after that they also introduced the Kisan Credit Card Yojana. Okay, after that personal accident insurance scheme. Okay, and after that, the day every day government has started to start the weather bulletin, so that farmers can gain information through the television or through the radio. Okay, moreover, there were also more things like testing of soil centers. Okay, so that farmers can regularly check their soil nutrients, what are the nutrients are less in their soil and what are the nutrients are required to nutrient rich soil, to make the soil fertile. Okay, so basically these are the steps taken by the government of India to at the institutional and technical reforms, due to which agriculture was improved in the 60s or 70s of the decades. Okay, after that, the government of India basically took several more steps to improve the agriculture. Okay, so basically these are the steps taken by the government to improve the agriculture of India. Okay, after that, let's discuss the next topic of this chapter, that is contribution of agriculture to economy and employment and output. Basically, if we talk about the contribution of agriculture in economy, then we can see that the contribution of agriculture to economy is firstly, before independence, the contribution of agriculture was more, but after independence it rapidly decreasing day by day, year by year, decade by decade. Okay, so basically at that time agriculture was not so much contribute to the uh, economy. Then after government steps taken some steps, so that the agriculture also contribute in the economy. Okay, agriculture can also give employment to the peoples. Basically, if we talk about agriculture, so in agriculture most of the youngster was not interested in taking employment in agriculture sector, because agriculture sector is the sector in which there is not so much interest is grown between the youngsters. They mainly take the new services and they don't want to take interest in agriculture. Okay, so government wants to improve the agriculture by taking certain steps, and so that the contribution of agriculture would also increase in the future also. Okay, and the next topic of this chapter is food security. Okay, that is food security. Food security means that is a simple term you also understand in the class 9 syllabus, that is food security. So food security means that is the government is ensure that every people of the country to get food at a minimum prices. Okay, basically as you know, Indian government has ensured food security through two steps. First is buffer stock, and the another one is buffer stock and uh, that another thing was public distribution system. Okay, basically the farmers are growing crops at the buffer level. After that, the government of India take the crops at minimum support price from the farmers, and by the help of FCI. FCI means Food Corporation of India. FCI is the agency of India which has the authority to buy the crops from the farmers at minimum support price issued by the government of India. Okay, after that, FCI is the authority which distributes the grains or the food crops like wheat or rice to the public distribution system through the ration centers. Okay, basically some peoples are there which collect rations from their ration centers through public distribution system. Okay, so basically these are the things of public distribution system. Government is able to provide food to every individual of the country. Okay, but if we clearly see, if we deeply see the thing, then we can say that government is only engaging in improving two types of crops only, and most of the states have done progress so much so far in these crops, rice and wheat. Like if we take the example of Punjab and Haryana, then we can say that Punjab and Haryana took more progress in this field of rice and wheat. But government is only engaging in these crops to grow more and more crops. But if this happens, then basically government of India subsidize these crops. Government of India subsidize fertilizers and all the things, and also subsidize power. बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने क्या किया, पावर को सब्सिडाइज किया, मतलब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने फ्री बिजली कर दी सब फार्मर्स के लिए, फ्री वाटर फैसिलिटी कर दी सब लोगों के लिए। तो किसानों ने जबरदस्ती क्या किया, इस चीजों को किसानों ने इस चीजों को फायदा उठाया। उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, सोइल की फर्टिलिटी खत्म होने लगी, चीजें खत्म होने लगी। देन द अदर थिंग इज दैट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया शिफ्ट द बेस फ्रॉम these cereal crops to which crops, horticulture crops। अब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ज़्यादा ध्यान दे रही है सब्जियां उगाने में, फलों को उगाने में, फूलों को उगाने में, ओके, एंड जेट्रोफा क्रॉप्स वगैरह को उगाने में, जिससे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन दूसरी जगह है, जिससे आपका सीरियल क्रॉप्स भी हम लोग उगा सकें, साथ में साथ हम लोग दूसरी अदर क्रॉप्स भी हम लोग उगा सकें, जिससे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एज वेल एज फार्मर्स का फायदा हो सके। ओके, the last topic of the chapter is impact of globalization on agriculture. Okay, basically if we talk about globalization, first of all we have to understand globalization. What is globalization? Globalization means the connectivity of the world. Okay, the connectivity means the world will become at the juncture so that each nation would integrate with one another. As you all know that you can easily get the information which occurred in America. You can get this information only 1 minute. Okay, so that is the example of globalization, mean the interconnectedness between different countries through multinational companies or different आपका trading system. So that is known as globalization. Globalization मतलब all countries are connected to each other, okay, by information technology or by trade. Okay, so that is globalization. So if we take the example of globalization, then India is a globalized center from the immemorial times. Basically India exported the crops when British controlled India. Then India exported spices to Britain and all the European countries, and after that India also engaged in exporting cotton crops also. Okay, so after that India do more progress in exporting the different crops at the world level. But if we to clearly see the situation which happened in 1990s, that despite of growing different crops like rice, wheat, tea, coffee, sugarcane, India was not able to compete with the developed countries, because developed countries have much subsidized crops and they have much crops of good quality, but India has not at much level. Basically क्या है कि 1990s के आसपास इंडिया उस हिसाब से आपका ग्लोबलाइजेशन में पीछे रह गया वर्ल्ड मार्केट से। इंडिया में बहुत सारी क्रॉप्स आपका होती है, लेकिन इंडिया तब भी क्या है, कुछ चीज़ों में पीछे रह जाता है। what is the main reason behind that Indian government has not subsidized so much money on these crops, but on the other hand the developed country क्या करते हैं, अपने किसानों की बहुत आपका क्या करते हैं, उनको फैसिलिटीज प्रोवाइड करते हैं जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट शायद नहीं कर पाती। दैट्स द मेन रीजन बिहाइंड कि इंडिया क्या है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन में पीछे रह गया। आज हम लोग देखते हैं इन द टुडे एज वी कैन इजीली सी दैट द excessive use of pesticides, fertilizers and the HYV seeds, our soil is degrading day by day. So to improve our soil, to improve our cropping pattern, to improve our agriculture, we have to need certain steps and we have to require certain measures so that our fertility of the soil is also increased and our agriculture is also improved by taking the different modes of agriculture. Like we want to introduce genetic engineering in our agriculture. Genetic engineering means we have to introduce like organic farming in our agriculture. Organic farming means, organic farming is the farming in which we don't use the pesticides or the fertilizers. We only depend on the we only require the manure or the, which is a natural thing. Okay, manure or basically organic farming में क्या होता है, we don't use any pesticides or fertilizer. We only grown crops by the help of the manure only or the natural things only. Okay, so that would also don't that organic farmer don't decrease the fertility of the soil. Okay, it increase the fertility of the soil because there is no use of fertilizer or pesticides in the agriculture. So basically in agriculture, if you want to improve agriculture, then the government of India or the government is interested, it's so much taken interested, so that basically government of India took several steps to improve our agriculture, to diversify agriculture, to give more subsidies or more facilities to the farmers, so that farmers can involve not only the rice or wheat crops, they also interested in growing the other crops also, like fruits, vegetables and flowers. Okay, and the jatropha crops or different crop which is required and which has high demand in the world market. Okay, so that is the reason, so that our agriculture will improve in the future. Okay, I hope that you all are understand what I am taught you, and if you have any doubt regarding any topic, any paragraph, any line, then you can comment in the comment section, and you can also call me on my private number, so that you can easily understand all the topics behind that chapter, that is agriculture, or all the other topics of class 10. Okay, let's hope for the better future. So let's meeting tomorrow, and I hope that you also get the things which I told you. Okay, so bye.